Welcome to another Insider Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson. I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe, man, we've been going through the Texas Tech roster position group by position group. We're all the way to offensive linemen now. And, man, really critical year for the Red Raiders, or offseason, I should say, in terms of kind of replacing some key guys, or at least some guys who played for a long time. Of course, Terrence Steele, Bruffy. Lose those guys, Masnak of Nanu, guys who had, multiple double-digit starts, who started for years, honestly, that Tech's going to have to replace. But for me, I think it starts with Jack Anderson. You do get him back. And what version of Jack Anderson are you going to get? Because each of the last two seasons, he's beset by injuries. He toughed it out 2 years ago. Last year, it cost him most of his season. It'll be interesting to see just how strong Jack will be this upcoming season.
Yeah, he's if he's right, he's your bell cow.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. When he's right, he's all Big 12 material. Hopefully, with the doctors and the medicine and the training and the strength training, they can get it back together, and he's going to come in and have a complete season of good health. That would be so nice to see what he can actually do, because they will definitely need him. They will count on him. So you just pray to the football gods that he stays healthy.
This wasn't really talked about a lot because overall it's a disappointing season. But one really bright spot for me was the play of Dawson Deaton at center.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of bad snaps. I don't remember a lot of miscues with him. I don't remember him committing a lot of penalties. He missed some blocks at times. I think sometimes the responsibilities in the passing game with a new system and him being inexperienced. There was a learning curve there for him. There's no doubt. But I felt he way overperform or outperform at least my preseason expectations for him. And I expect him, of course, Dawson being former high school teammates with Jack, those two guys to really work well next season at center and guard there. So I like what I've seen from Dawson, and I expect a lot from him next season.
Yeah, and I know the coaches were very happy with him too.
Yeah.
They said he graded out very well. He may have been the highest grading offensive lineman on the team, if I recall correctly.
That surprised me, really.
Yeah, seems like I recall hearing that. So, he's. I think probably the main thing that he would need to work on right now is a little bit of kind of the lateral quickness on blitz pickups when he's kind of operating in space, and you get a linebacker loop in or somebody stun a DE come in. You got to get over and pick that guy up, and that's an area that I think he can improve in. But other than that, he exceeded my expectations too.
Now, one silver lining to all the injuries up front last year, some of the younger guys did get some experience. One of those is Weston Wright, who played a lot for Jack Anderson when he went down. I thought he played okay. I didn't see anything where I was like, oh man, he's just getting bullied out there. So I think, that experience, another offseason in the weight room, another offseason playing next to Dawson. I'm assuming maybe he'll be on the left side. He played right guard for Jack last year. I'm expecting him to probably be more, on the left side, obviously. And that's a pretty good interior offensive line, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. And then to me, I don't know, maybe not for you because you're more into the recruiting aspect of it to me than me. But to me, he was kind of an under the radar guy that I didn't really pick up on that much. I wasn't expecting that much out of him. And for him to come in a tough situation to replace Anderson like that and acquit himself credibly, I thought that was a very good sign. And, I think he's got a bright future.
And then at tackle, they're replacing both their long-time starting tackles, already said, in Steele and Bruffy. So Casey Verhulst, who played some last year, is an obvious candidate at one of the tackle spots. But then who's going to play the other tackle spot, Joe? I think that's one of the bigger questions this offseason is who's going to step up and fill that void.
Yeah, I know. I really don't. I wonder if there's going to be some sort of a transfer they're going to bring in who can be a candidate at that position. You got all sorts of young guys that just, Landon Peterson, the big kid Roberson.
Yep.
You got Hakeem White, DeMarcus Marshall.
Ethan Card, the junior coach guy, came in early.
Yeah, that's right.
He's 6'8".
Exactly. And so, there's a bunch of guys in there that they're going to have to consider. Will Farrar, now whether he could possibly play tackle or not, or he's strictly an inside guy, I don't know.
Zach Adams
is definitely a tackle. There's going to be some options there, but I think what it comes down to is you got four guys you can really count on. You got to find that fifth guy, and you got to find some rotation guys come in there, and the young players come in to fill in, to be those 6 through 10 sort of rotation guys. So they're going to have to develop some depth from some young players.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of, I think, they've tried to bring in transfers. They tried to bring in some high caliber junior college guys at tackle and just kind of struck out so far. That's been kind of the big strikeout so far of the 2020 cycle, in my opinion, is they need an experienced tackle to come in and solidify this offensive line. And I think there's a good chance that guy hasn't even entered the portal yet. You know what I mean? It'll be something around spring ball, maybe, where they add this summer, and then go in fall camp and roll with them. I mean, teams do that all the time, Power 5 teams across the country. So you'd like to develop your guys, within your program, but that's not always feasible. So this is where they're at. It'll be interesting to see. But I'm excited to see what this offensive line is going to look like with some more like fresh blood. Look, the guys that played a lot that I mentioned before, Steele, Bruffy, Nanu. I mean, I tip my cap to them. They, they bled a lot out there, and they played through a frustrating time in Texas Tech football. I tip my cap to them, but I want to see something else. The offensive line never really reached its potential the last 4 years. I want to see if this fresh blood can really kickstart this running game where they can actually run in November, like we've been hearing about for years. We want to see it happen. Getting some more running backs in the system like we talked about. So I want to see if this offensive line can do it, can start kicking some butt like we used to see in the 2000 aughts, So, all right, Mighty Joe, great stuff from you as always. Up next week will be the defensive line. I know everybody always likes to hear about them. Thanks for watching, and until next time.